Hi students, today we are going to see an interesting experiment, Millikan's oil drop, to find out the charge of an electron. So here in this experiment, Millikan has got Nobel Prize since he has made a charged oil droplet. That oil droplet is equal to the size of an atom, right? That has been sprayed by an atomizer where Bernoulli's theorem is applied. Now, that charged oil droplet carries some n number of charges or electrons, and by looking at the spherical shape of the charged oil droplet, he has found the charge of electron, and he has made the charged oil droplet to move up in space or to go down slowly in space, and also he has made that charged oil droplet to be stationary in space for a long time. By adjusting the intensity of electric field, he did so. So because of which he has received the Nobel Prize. Now let's move on to the topic. The entire apparatus has been kept in a temperature bath, that is in a constant temperature bath D, inside which dry air is contained, and inside that chamber we can see two discs, circular discs. One disc, the top disc, has a hole, narrow hole. This disc is supported by two insulated pillars. So this disc is also supported by an insulating or insulated pillar, right? Now here between the gap of these two circular discs, the charge or the oil droplet will come, and this will pick up some charges or electrons through the process of ionization. That ionization is done by passing X-ray, right? Now if this is the temperature bath, so here inside which it contains dry air, here X-ray is passed. This X-ray will ionize the air molecules present in between that circular disc, and because of that reason the electrons which are coming out from the ionized air molecules will be captured by the droplets which are coming in this region through this hole. And to produce this atomic sized oil droplets, we have to go for a device named atomizer. Whose mouth is equal to the size of an atom. So this atomizer contains a liquid of high viscosity, and here we pass light from an arc source, right, and perpendicular to the direction of the board or perpendicular to the plane of the board, I am using a microscope to not only to view the charged oil droplet or the oil droplet, and also to find out the terminal velocity of the charged oil droplet, which is made to move up or down, right, by adjusting the intensity of electric field. Now, so if this is the diagram given for the microscope, which is viewed perpendicular to the plane of the board, and that microscope as an eyepiece. In the eyepiece, there are some measurements to measure the terminal velocity of the charged oil droplet which is moving up or down. How to measure the terminal velocity of the oil droplet? For example, this is the eyepiece which has some measurements. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. So whenever the oil droplet comes here, for example, so 5, 6, 7, 8, this is meter. Let me take some millimeter, right? So if it is 8 millimeter, the distance covered by the oil droplet is 8 millimeter. And I'm going to note down the time whenever the droplet comes from 0 to the 8 millimeter distance. So that distance by time taken is nothing but the velocity. So 8 millimeter by the time taken by it to come to this 8 millimeter position, right? So this is how we find out the terminal velocity of the charged oil droplet, which is moving up whenever it is moving down or moving up, right? Now, so we have done all these things. So we need to go for a formula. As I said in your previous video, W is equal to F plus U. Okay, here there is no highly viscous liquid, only the air is present between the two circular discs, and this air also possesses some viscosity, and whenever the droplet is sprayed from the atomizer, you know the atomizer works under the principle of Bernoulli's theorem. See, whenever this is pressed, right? So whenever this is pressed, what happens? The air inside this atomizer will come out with greater velocity. So if the velocity of the air increases, the pressure will be decreased inside this atomizer, due to which this highly viscous liquid will come out with a greater force and will be sprayed, right? So it will be sprayed as fine atomic sized droplets, right? So when these droplets come inside this the hole of this upper circular disc and then reaches the gap between the two circular discs, and when X-ray is passed, due to the ionization, some electrons will be coming out and some electrons will be captured by these oil droplets. Maybe it may capture 8 charges, for example, right? And we are going to find out the charge of electron by using this formula, W equal to Fu. So whenever the charged oil droplet is moving down, the weight of the charged oil droplet is, so W is equal to mg, and what is m? The mass of the charged oil droplet or oil droplet. So mass density is equal to, density of the oil drop is equal to mass by volume. The density of the oil drop is rho. So m is equal to rho into 4 by 3 pi a cube, where a is the radius of the oil droplet, the spherical oil droplet. Right? So when we apply, W is equal to 4 by 3 pi a cube rho into G, that is W. Okay, let me write this for your convenience. And we know that whenever the oil droplet is moving down under the gravitational effect or gravitational force, right? So the viscous force provided by the air. So even air possesses some viscosity, right? I said. So it is 6 pi a eta v, where eta is the coefficient of viscosity of the air, v is the terminal velocity of the charged oil droplet when it is moving down under the action of gravity. Now, and what is U? So U is the upthrust or upward force provided by the air, the viscous air, right? That upthrust is equal to m into g. And if sigma is, so whenever the droplet is moving down under the gravitational effect, so it will displace the air molecules. So the volume of the displaced air will be equal to the volume of the charged oil droplet or the spherical oil droplet, right? Whether the droplet is charged, charge means if it carries some charges, and if it doesn't carry any charges means it is uncharged oil droplet, right? So the spherical oil droplet, the volume of the spherical oil droplet is equal to the volume of the air displaced by it, right? So sigma is the density of air displaced by the oil droplet, which is equal to mass by volume. M is equal to sigma into 4 by 3 pi a cube, radius of that spherically shaped air displaced by the droplet. 4 by 3 pi a cube, right? Now substitute this here. U is equal to 4 by 3 pi a cube sigma into g. Here we are going to see one thing, that is W minus U is called as net downward force, NDF. You can shortly call as NDF. This NDF is always equal to the viscous force, that is W minus U means 4 by 3 pi a cube rho minus sigma into g is always equal to 6 pi a eta v. Okay, let me take this as equation 1. Now let me wrap this. And see, if these two plates are connected to some high voltage source, here we apply 10k volt. So 10k volt of voltage is applied between the two circular discs. So we are applying electric field. So electric field is equal to, so V is equal to E into R. E is equal to V by R, voltage by distance. Here I can also write V by D. D is the distance between the two circular discs. Right? Just remember this. So after applying the electric field or by adjusting the electric field, I can make the charged oil droplet to move up. Even though when it is moving in the upward direction, it moves with a constant velocity or terminal velocity V1 after applying the electric field, right? So the V1 is the terminal velocity, okay, of the oil droplet when it's moving up under the action of electric field. Now the viscous force F1 is equal to 6 pi 8 eta V1. So the force due to electric field F suffix E is equal to Q into E. Right? Now this F suffix E is equal to the net upward force. Right? So here plus F1. So the net upward force is okay, just wait. So here, since the net upward force is acting against the net downward force, I can also write this as So the force due to electric field minus net upward force is equal to F1. What is net upward force formula? The same thing. We have seen the net downward force is equal to 4 by 3 pi a cube rho minus sigma g. The same thing we are going to apply here. So let me rub this. We need only this equation 1. So QE minus 4 by 3 pi a cube rho minus sigma into G is equal to 6 pi a eta V1. Now let me take this equation as 2. I am going to add 1 this equation and 2 this equation. So 1 plus 2 we get QE will be equal to this one will get cancelled. So 6 pi a eta V plus V1. Since Q is nothing but N into E, N number of charges, so N into E. E is nothing but capital V by D. D is the distance between the two circular plates or disc, which is equal to 6 pi a eta V plus V1. So my aim is to find out the charge. So E is equal to 6 pi a eta V plus V1 into D by N into capital V. Okay, what is the radius of the oil droplet? That can be found by using W is equal to F plus U. Here W minus U is equal to F. So 4 by 3 pi a cube rho minus sigma into G is equal to 6 pi a eta V. A get cancelled. So A squared is equal to pi will cancel. 6 3s are 18, 18 by 4 eta V divided by rho minus sigma into G. So this becomes 9 by 2 eta V rho minus sigma G A squared. So A is equal to 9 by 2 eta V by rho minus sigma into G whole power 1 by 2. So if I substitute the value here eta power 1 by 2, here eta power 1. So eta power 1 by 2, eta power 1 is eta power 3 by 2. So I get 6 pi in place of A. So 9 by 2 V by rho minus sigma into G eta power 3 by 2 into V plus V1 into D divided by N into capital V. So this is the formula. So divided by NV. NV is written here, right? So I think we can able to see this. So this is how the charge of the electron is found by Millikan. Since it has captured some n number of charges, so when we find out the volume of the spherical charged oil droplet, and after using some mathematical methods, he has found the charge of one electron, which was equal to 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Right. So I think you must have understood the concepts. Right. Thank you.